You're going to learn how to profit from things that only make most people poorer. This is Get Rich Education with Keith Weinhold.
The housing market has largely gone missing. Where in the heck have all the houses gone? One of the craziest things happening in America right now is probably happening in your neighborhood. I've got some jaw-dropping information for you on that. Just take a look at this chart. This shows us the number of single-family homes for sale at any given point here over the last few years. You could see for a while we were between 1 million and 1.5 million homes for sale. Now we are down not just below 1 million, but fewer than 500K, less than 500,000 homes for sale. And understand that this is single-family homes, condos, and townhouses all combined here into this chart, and the y-axis is at 0 down there, so there's no funny business going on with skewing the chart to make the numbers look a certain way. So what in the heck is going on here? Why does this matter to you? And then what are some solutions to get us out of this housing crisis? This is crazy. This is unprecedented. I've been investing in real estate about 19 years now, and I've never seen anything like this. So let's talk more about this dearth of supply before we look at the demand side for housing. Even before the health crisis, we were trending with lower supply. In fact, pre-crisis, Freddie Mac let us know that we were about 2.5 million housing units undersupplied. Now, what's the reason for that? How did we start undersupplied before we even got into this crisis? That is because it's related to the last recession, the global financial crisis of 2007 to 2009. What happened back then is we were oversupplied with homes. We're in the opposite condition that we are now. In that bad economy, no more homes needed to be built since they were so terribly oversupplied, and a lot of contractors just completely left that construction profession and they went off and got trained in other trades. So now we've had year after year such that for about a decade now we've been getting in this greater and greater and greater underbuilt condition, and it's not so easy to retrain people in order to build new homes and bring on that supply. And another reason that we've seen less construction is in recent years we've seen immigration policies that have helped constrain who could have been more home builders that came in here on the labor supply. Another contributor has been that there have been tariffs added to a number of the supplies before we even got into the crisis, and then the crisis has caused more supply disruption for everything from lumber to drywall to concrete and things like that. So that's part of how we got into such an undersupplied condition. Just take a look at this chart where it's been happening in nearly every corner of America. The first chart was nationwide. This one shows you several housing markets. So this trend is pretty well dispersed across America, and it's even outside of the United States as well. Another big reason that so few homes are coming on the market and why you've seen this supply fall even more during the health crisis is you just have to think about it. A lot of people wanting to stay healthy don't want others coming into their home to look at it. So homes that would have gone on the market haven't, whether that's an open house or whether that's just groups here or there coming in and checking it out. Well, this has created an effect such that whenever there is an open house, it is just absolutely swamped with people. And another thing that you've got to consider is the majority of the homeowners in this nation are still baby boomers. Baby boomers are even more at risk in the health crisis than a lot of other groups are, so that really contributes to what's going on. All these reasons are conspiring to make people stay put. So oftentimes it's become a self-reinforcing notion or a self-perpetuating notion. You don't want to list your home unless you know that you've got a replacement to go into, and now these homes just never come onto the market at all. Low interest rates, pretty much the lowest that we've ever seen in history lately is what we're seeing. That helps keep people in their homes. Think about it, if you have a 3% interest rate, maybe you'll stay put. You don't want to move out because you don't know what your interest rate is going to be by the time you get into your next home. We've been talking about low supply. Let's look at the demand side, right? It's economics 101, supply and demand, which really helps dictate home prices. So when we flip over and look at the demand side now, it might seem unusual to you that we have such a high demand for homes during a recession when unemployment is up. Well, those two things don't go together. How can that possibly be? I have characterized it beginning last year with overall, we're in a Nike swoosh-shaped economic recovery where we fell, and it's going to take us a long time to get back up out of this. But if you want to parse it socioeconomically, one can think of it as the K-shaped recovery. In the 20th century, the economist Joseph Schumpeter noted this for the haves doing well and the have-nots not doing so well, this divergent shape, this K-shape. So really, in layperson's terms, what this means is that those people that lost their jobs, they tended to be the type of people that probably could not qualify to buy a home anyway. You might think of people in the restaurant or hospitality or tourism industry. And those that were able to afford a home, they are more likely to be those knowledge-based workers that could work from home. They retained their job, and to those people, a home has become really important because now the home is not just where you live, but it's also where you work and where you work out, and maybe even increasingly where you've homeschooled your children. So that's why so many people that could afford a home anyway have really put a premium on that now. In fact, talking about the K-shaped recovery in people that were laid off has led to the fact that, did you have any idea that currently we have more young people at home than during any time in modern history, even since prior to the 1930s Great Depression? I think you know that the health crisis has really put a premium on this de-densification trend. There's been less demand for housing in urban areas and more demand in suburban and even exurban and rural areas as people want more space. Having multiple rooms inside a home has more value than it does before because now you can have 2 offices. You might almost see homes advertised as 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-office instead of 3-bed, 2-bath, 1-car garage or what have you. That's how important the home office has become. People really want a yard, even if it's a small yard, in today's housing market. Did you realize that most people don't buy a home based on its price? Did you know that? What do most people buy a home based on then? Most people buy a home based on its monthly payment. That's what they deem as affordable. So even in these rising prices, where recently we've seen the median United States housing price rise 15% year over year, affordability has been kept in check due to those low mortgage interest rates. That's what keeps all that foot traffic at those open houses. That's what keeps the demand on what you might want to buy as a rental single-family home up to 4-plex. So with people swamping open houses like they have for any for-sale properties, what this has really done is it gives everyone that attends those open houses and everyone else an awareness that there are other people bidding up the prices of these. So with all this interest in homes, you're getting multiple offer situations on those few homes that are for sale. Well, what does multiple offer situations continue to do? Well, that continues to drive up housing prices. That makes homes sell for even more than their list price a lot of times. I don't see any end to this anytime soon. In fact, the national median housing price now for a single-family home is over $340,000, as you can see here in this chart. And the source is the Census Bureau and HUD. And note, this is the price of houses sold. This isn't the list price. This is the actual sold homes. No speculation here. This is what's really happening. And this is probably the worst situation if you're a first-time home buyer just trying to get in the market. There's a good bit of demand for those homes. Those are deemed the most affordable. Hey, you don't have to, but if you would please go ahead and hit the like button here on this video. We're talking about a scarce resource with houses, but likes aren't a scarce resource. You're not going to run out of likes. So if you like the video, if you're getting good value from it, go ahead and hit like and even leave a comment, and I will try to reply to your comment myself with the material here in the video. So let's look at some solutions, a bright spot, a way out of this. It's going to take a while, as in years. One way we can get more supply back on the market isn't really for the best reason, but it is when mortgage forbearance ends. Forbearance just means that a homeowner with a loan has the ability to postpone their payments and make them later. In a common arrangement, one that's in forbearance, is just going to be able to postpone payments, but they won't all become due as soon as the forbearance period ends, probably here in a number of months. Instead, what a homeowner can do, say they've missed 9 payments, they can just tack those 9 payments onto the end of their 30-year loan, effectively having like a 30-year and 9-month loan. Well, that's actually a benefit to the homeowner, and they're going to be able to come current. Others won't, though, so we expect when the foreclosure moratorium ends and forbearance ends that a few houses are going to come on the market. I don't really know how much of a dent is going to make in this underwhelming dearth of supply that we have. When the health crisis abates and people feel comfortable putting their home on the market and letting people come in and walk through it, that of course should bring some more supply on the market as well. And new construction. Home builders are trying to keep up, but if we get new construction and more activity, that's really the number one factor in bringing more supply onto the market. We need prices of supplies to come down. We need the labor force really working to get some supply back on the market just to try to bring it into balance with demand. But really the short story is it's going to take so long to make up this shortfall that you saw back earlier in the video that it's going to help keep supply low. So at any given demand, it's really going to help keep housing prices buoyant over both the short term and the medium term. That's where all the houses have gone. That's why it matters to you. That's what to expect for prices, and those are some solutions that you can expect. Again, my name's Keith Weinhold. You can listen to me every Monday on the Get Rich Education podcast, where I talk about real estate investing, wealth mindset, and real estate economics. You can always learn more at GetRichEducation.com, or I'm going to continue to bring you more material like this right here on the Get Rich Education YouTube channel. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Americans are not saving for retirement. It's going to get worse as people live longer, so you need to think differently, but you can't lose your time. Real estate is the investment vehicle that has created more million and billionaires than anything else. Get Rich Education is one of America's top investing shows disrupting Wall Street. Your host, Keith Weinhold, is a true financial educator and has been an income property investor since 2002. Get Rich Education has created millions in passive monthly income for its followers. Now, Keith has a free book, The 7 Money Myths That Are Killing Your Wealth Potential. Get your copy now at GetRichEducation.com/book. Invest in what produces income for you now and later. Use the link in the description to download for free The 7 Money Myths That Are Killing Your Wealth Potential. Get Rich Education is on every podcasting platform and has its own native iOS and Android apps. Join Get Rich Education Nation to create financial freedom through real estate investing. Subscribe wherever you listen.